PPC day parting is the coolest thing that has been launched on Amazon Seller Central's advertising console in all of 2023. But here's a warning, it's additive, which means any bid modifiers will stack, which is why I'm going to show you in this video what to be on the lookout for so you don't overbid and then think, oh my gosh, this thing sucks, when it was your fault on how you set it up. So my name is Stephen Pope. I'm the founder of My Amazon Guy. Just in the last 30 days, I've spent $22,000, $48,000 in sales of my own money directly on my own account here on Seller Central. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into one of my campaigns and poke around. Actually, it was $43,000 to spend. That was just $23,000 just on Broad Match with $94,000 in sales without that filter on right there. All right, so let's dive in. Let's go to one of my keyword campaigns here, and I'm going to show you what I'm talking about with the day parting thing that everybody's talking about. So in here, if you go into the campaign settings of one of your campaigns, we have a bunch of rules set up here, and here's all the rules that I decided to go with after researching this for hours. I was looking at all of my business reports and looking at it by hour on multiple days. I had to do this manually because it was easier to look at the charts than to try and download bulk sheets and do some VLOOKUPs and all kinds of other things. I found it easier just to look directly in the console. In fact, why don't I just show you how I did it? So I go over to business reports right here, and I did on the sales dashboard here, you have the sales by the hour right here. And then basically what I did is I looked at various different specific days. So if we go to, say, yesterday, 11/12, hit apply, and you can see $6,000 in sales for the day, and right there it peaked right there at noon, and it also kind of peaked again at 4 and 5 o'clock. And so I decided that I was going to bid modify anything that was in the bell curve. So between 9 a.m. and 9 p.m., you see there's basically almost all of the sales during that time period and almost nothing overnight in that 1 a.m., 3 a.m. Time period. And so a lot of clicks that happen at this time period just don't generate the same kind of sales velocity, and they could just be curiosity clicks or zombies at night clicking on things, right? Or fraud clicks, who knows, from other countries. So I came up with these rules based on where my sales data comes in, and I decided that Monday, 8 a.m. to 10 a.m., I'm going to do 35%. For whatever reason, lots of people are shopping those very 2 hours. That was my strongest 2 hours of any time during any part of the week. But you'll notice, though, that these are additive. And so if you have a top of search modifier like this, and you have a bid modifier like this in the day parting, this is 35% bid modifier up plus a top of search at 20%. And so that means I could be bidding 55% higher for position 1 through 4 during Monday, 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. Now, if you don't understand the additive concept, that's a huge change in your bid span, and you might end up bidding too high for that time spot. Maybe it's a better time spot. Maybe there's more conversions and a higher conversion rate. But if you're bidding 55%, your ACoS might end up being higher than if you had just left the bid alone. And that's a concept I think a lot of people are going to get wrong as they start testing day parting. And then there's going to be some guru online who starts posting about how day parting sucks, and they're going to have forgotten it's additive. So all these other rules will add to each other. So if you accidentally create two modifiers, one at Monday 8 a.m. through 10 a.m., and then created a second one Monday 1 a.m. until 5 p.m., then it would combine both of those together. They're additive rules. So what I chose to do when I set up my day parting is I actually lowered all of my bids across the whole account 10%. And then I started adding these rules in. Unfortunately, Amazon has not given us the ability to create a negative rule. So you can't go like negative, that doesn't work, right? I can't hit this down button and go below 0. So only additive rules, no negative rules, which means I can't just downvote Friday mornings, which stinks because Friday mornings suck for my account. So I created Monday 8 a.m. to 10 a.m., Monday 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. with a 25%, Tuesday through Thursday, 10% increase, Friday 3 p.m. to 8 p.m., 5% increase, Monday 10 a.m. to 5 p.m., 15% increase. So Mondays I've got 3 rules dedicated to just Mondays, trying to take advantage of where those bell curves are. And then Sunday, 9 a.m. to 9 p.m., 25%. So these are the rules that I came up with, and none of them conflict with each other. They're all various different rules enacting at different times. And then it's going to take our base bid, and then it's going to also add it to our top of search. So even if I don't have a bid modifier up on Saturdays at 9 a.m., I'm still going to bid that 20% for top of search, which is kind of interesting to think about because, if you really want to try and not advertise on a date, you're going to have to lower the bids across the campaigns and then add in bid modifier ups, additives to the days you do want to show up on. And it's a lot harder to do that than to just program a negative campaign in. And Amazon knows this. Like they didn't not give us negative techniques because they chose not to give us negatives because they know it's harder to do additives and they want us to spend more money, right? Now, over time, a year or two from now, I wouldn't be surprised if they add the negatives in. But it's super annoying to have to do it this way because it means you have to lower your bids across the whole account to get to where you want to go. So it's additive, both the bid modifier strategy plus the top of search, rest of search, or product page modifiers. All of these will add together and combine together. So just be careful with that. Make sure you stack it up. I made this nice little graphic that kind of shows what we're trying to do. It's a new feature in Seller Central, just came out. Yes, all kinds of robots and PPC tools have had this for some time, but I generally did not find positive results by doing it outside of a platform. So now that it's natively integrated, it's a lot more trustworthy, and we don't think Amazon will punish you for doing something they add directly into the native portal, right? So I looked at the business sales of the day, added the rules in. Now, the biggest downside to this is you have to set up the rules manually. There's no bulk sheets yet. That could change like tomorrow, who knows? But it takes a lot of time to set this up, right? Like the ability to set up one rule, sure, super easy. Add a rule, 10% adjustment, choose start time, 2 a.m. to 5 a.m., sure, whatever, run it on Mondays. Done. That's how quick you can set a rule up. But if you have 100 campaigns, you got to do that 100 times. And that's just monotonous. It really stinks. Just a lot of work, which is why you should probably just hire my Amazon guy to take care of your PPC campaigns. Go to myamazonguy.com/PPC for a bunch of other PPC tips. I got a masterclass that I go an hour deep onto all things PPC. We got all kinds of PPC tips, and you can scroll and see all these goodies right here. Click on these videos next for other day parting tips and other PPC tips. You're going to want to look at all the guides that we've put out. We'll see you guys later.